Hello, and welcome to another Ask Us Anything with Intrepid English. I'm Kate R, and today I have a really fun vocabulary Ask Us Anything for you all. So every Friday, I go live on a grammar point, a vocabulary point, or pronunciation. And sometimes it's actually questions from my students, or sometimes it's because I'm walking around and I think, oh, this would be so useful for an English learner. So it's the latter reason today. And if you like these videos, please hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to get notified every time I go live or when Intrepid English bring out other amazing, useful English content for you to learn from, then if you click the little bell, the little subscribe button, then you will be notified when any video comes up on our website, on our playlist, on our channel. So today I was walking and I thought, oh my goodness, it's March. And in March, it is the day that around the world we celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So it is the Day of Ireland. Now, from my accent, you can hear I am not Irish at all. I am 100% English from London, but St. Patrick's Day has become famous around the world and we all celebrate it. So I wanted to talk about some idioms that are linked in a way to St. Patrick's Day because they use the word green, or we always think of St. Patrick's Day as there's the leprechaun, that is for good luck. Okay, and the four-leaf clover, so it's green. So green is the color that is associated with St. Patrick's Day. So I wanted to share these idioms with you. So my first idiom is to be green with envy. So this is when you are so jealous about something that someone has that you go green. Because you're wishing that you could have what they have. So, for example, Mary was green with envy that Sarah got the job that she wanted. Okay. Number two, to have a green thumb. My mother, for example, has a green thumb. I don't have a green thumb. So this means to be good with gardening. So we have a terrace, and whenever I need anything to be planted or anything to do with gardening and flowers, I always ask when my mum comes to visit that she helps me because she has an excellent green thumb. She's brilliant at gardening. Number three, to give the green light. So to give the green light is to give permission to someone to do something. So, for example, we got the green light to launch Intrepid English around the world, for example. Okay. Number four, to go green. This is an excellent idiom, one that I am sure is very current, and you will use it because it is so important right now. So to go green is to think of the environment and to incorporate more environmentally friendly habits. So if you go green, you think about recycling more, you try and avoid plastic, you try and avoid waste. So for example, my family decided to go green by recycling everything and by eliminating as much as possible plastic and turning off appliances when we're not using them and using less water, having showers instead of baths. Okay, that is to go green. It's when you think of the environment and don't waste energy or materials. Next one is to feel lucky. So if you feel lucky, it's exactly as it sounds. It's then you have a good feeling and intuition that you are going to have luck that day. So, for example, my husband played the lottery last weekend because he was feeling lucky. Unfortunately, he didn't win, but it would be nice. The next one, to have the luck of the draw. So this is when the outcome results in pure luck and chance. So, for example, Tom, Richard, and Harry pulled straws to see who would pay for dinner, and it was the luck of the draw that Tom and Richard did not have to pay, and Harry did. The next one is to push one's luck. So I have a 3-year-old, as some of you will know from my previous videos, and she definitely pushes her luck. So she's sometimes allowed sweeties. I'd say more days than not now, because since starting school, she is obsessed with sweeties. Before school, didn't really know much about sweeties, but now she does. So she pushes the boundaries every time. So she pushes her luck. I will say, okay, you can have 1 sweetie. She'll say 2 sweeties. And I'll say, no, 1 sweetie. And she'll say, 2 sweeties, please, mama. And then I'll say, no. And she'll say, 3 sweeties. And okay, no, that's definitely pushing your luck. You are having 1 sweetie and you are lucky to have 1 sweetie. Or let's think of another example. So he asked his boss for more vacation time, but he didn't want to push his luck. So he didn't want to risk pushing the boundary because he knew he probably wouldn't get it. Okay. The next one is to luck out. So to have something really good happen to you. So they had awesome seats at the Taylor Swift concert. She popped up on the stage right in front of them. So they really lucked out. So it's a really great thing for them. The next one is to strike gold. So again, to be very fortunate with something. So why it's lucky is because imagine that you're digging before, when people were looking for gold, they're digging in the earth, they're sifting, and suddenly they find gold. I mean, it's extremely fortunate. So for example, if someone bought, I'd say my parents actually, they bought a house in South London, and actually they ended up striking gold because it became a really fashionable, really popular place to live in South London 10 years after they bought it. So, doubled in price. The next one is to have a heart of gold. So if you have a heart of gold, you're a really good person who is kind and thoughtful. My friend Sarah has a heart of gold. She volunteers, she helps people all the time. She is just one of the most amazing people. And then my last one is to chase rainbows. So that is to chase sometimes unattainable goals or dreams. But you know what? You should always chase rainbows, because you never know. You could find your pot of gold. You could achieve your dreams. So that's all for today. And I hope you enjoyed this special March idioms to do with St. Patrick's Day and being green and being lucky. If you have any questions, please comment below. And if you want to start using these idioms yourself, please do write some example sentences below. I would love to read them. In the meantime, I'll see you next Friday for our next Ask Us Anything Live. Bye now.